Hi, everybody. Good evening. So, we'll start the session in another 2 minutes. And before that, I'll play a quick video for you guys to see how you can upload your works once you're done with it. Okay. And for today's session, you will need yarn. You will also need a phone charger. Okay. So, keep that with you, a pair of scissors, and tape. All right. So, I'll see you in another 2 minutes after the video is done.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
All right, everybody. So, hello, let me quickly spotlight myself. Now you can see me. Hello, everyone. I am very happy that you guys have joined again for a macrame session. And I hope you enjoyed the last time session and you remember something from it because we're doing something new today. But we will require to remember a little bit of what we did in the last session. Okay, so for today's session, you are going to require a phone charger. What you can do is, if you have your charger with you, just remove the wire from this main thing on the top. All right, because this is very heavy, we don't need it at the moment. So you'll have your wire with you. I want you to have a tape, I'm sorry, a scissor with you and a tape. Okay. Apart from this, if you're sitting on a table chair sort of an arrangement, you can just stick everything. When I say to stick something, stick it on the table. If you're not, if you're sitting on your bed and you're working from there, then you can take a hardbound book or a register, anything, okay, that doesn't move when you stick something on it. Okay, so make sure you do that. And even if you're joining it for the first time, you're joining the session for the first time, do not worry. I will be explaining everything from the beginning. Okay, so you will be able to make what I'm trying to teach. All right, so don't worry, Esther, don't worry, Tanisha, you will be able to make as well. Now, what we're doing is we're going to be making a very beautiful pattern, something like this on our phone charger. So if your phone charger is, it's your mother's or father's phone charger, they'd be really happy. What happens is, if you must have noticed, in phone chargers, because the wire bends too much, what happens is it starts breaking from here. I think some people must have noticed it कि आपकी जो wire है वो टूटने लग जाती है ऊपर से, right? So what we're doing is we're going to cover it with yarn. So for this, you can use any yarn that's available. If your yarn is a little thin, then you'll have thin twists, okay? Really small twists. If your yarn is thicker, like my yarn is a little thicker today, I'm using something that looks like this. All right. So I'll have wider twist and bigger twist. So if you're using wool, someone asked me, right? If you're using wool, you'll have just smaller turns over here, but the knot will remain the same. All right. Now, for the people who are joining for the first time, let me quickly tell you what macrame is, because it probably is the first time you're hearing what macrame is. So, macrame basically means art of knotting. Okay, we usually do arts and crafts, right? We draw, we paint. So that's one thing that you do on the paper. When you start making knots, a lot of knots, you tie your shoelaces, you tie bags in the house, or even if you're tying rope, right? So what you could do is you use a rope, any kind of rope, and you make a knot with it. Whenever you're making a knot, it's called macrame. All right, everybody's going to remember it's macrame. So macrame basically means art of knotting, and it's a very old craft. All right, really old, but it keeps on coming back with new designs and new color of yarns, and everybody starts liking it again and again. So you're learning something that is super old and very famous nowadays. Okay, so now you can make something for your parents, something like this, and they'll be very, very impressed then. All right. And again, guys, if anybody has any doubts while I'm teaching, you're going to quickly type that in the chat window. And in between the session, I'll have a look at everybody's work as well. Okay. And you feel that you want to keep showing me your work, you can switch on your camera and put your phone on the work that you're doing, or in between, just put it in front of the camera so I can see it. All right. Everybody give me a thumbs up if everybody has gotten it. Perfect. I see some old faces today, which is very, very good. So first and foremost, what we're going to do is we're going to cut the yarn. Of course, you have a bundle of yarn and you need to have some yarn that you can actually use to make your product. All right, we'll call this a product that we are making. So how do you cut a yarn? When I tell you how much yarn to cut, you could either have a measuring scale with you, you could have an inch tape with you. But if you don't have it, what do? Is we roughly from the tip of our hand go on till our other shoulder. All right, we take that as 1 meter, even though your arms are smaller than mine. But for you, what we're going to do is you're going to take your yarn, hold it in your hand from the place where it's starting from. Okay, hold it like that, straighten your arms and get it to the other shoulder. This should not be bent. All right, it has to be straight. Done. You're going to do it once, then hold on to it again like that, and do it one more time. Done. So we did it twice. Now you're going to take your pair of scissors and you're going to snip it from here. Okay. I tend to reuse yarns while I'm teaching you guys. So my yarn is a little longer. Don't get confused. What have we done? We have taken the yarn that you're using. You're going to hold on to it like that. Take it till your second shoulder, not the first shoulder, second shoulder. Very good. I can see everybody doing it. Hold on to it now. And then one more time. Done. All right. Now here you're going to cut it. Everybody. Okay. Now, once you're done cutting it, you're going to give me a thumbs up. And after that, I'm going to change the screen. You will see where I am working and we'll all work together. Okay. Perfect. I can see the thumbs ups already. Perfect. Now give me a second. Okay. All right. So this is my workspace by everybody. I'll be working over here and you will be able to see while I'm doing it along with you. Now you have your wire with you. Yeah, everybody has it in front of them. Now what we are going to do is the knot that we are learning, because there are different knots in macrame. In the first session, if you attended it, you don't have to double your yarn. All right, whether it's thin or it's thick, you can just use it single ring. Because if it's thin, your these rounds, these turns that you're getting right over here will be a little smaller, which is absolutely all right. Okay. And if it's thicker, your turns are going to be bigger, like you can see over here. That is fine as well. Okay. Tanisha, I'll make sure to send you the link. in just a minute. Okay, let me explain this and then I'll send you the link. Okay, guys. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to start from the end that goes inside your phone. Okay, because this is the end that bends a lot. जब you're putting your phone into it, you're going to hold your phone like that, or you bend it the other way. So this is the end that always breaks. Okay, this is where your parents are like, okay, now this charger has stopped working because there is a bend over here. Because everybody is using the phone while the charger is still on. So we're going to start from here. Okay, then what you do is you straighten your charger and you keep this bit in front of you. All right, now let's make it a little easier. I have my board or my notebook in front of me and I have the charger right over here. I'm going to take tape. All right, you can also take a tape. Take a good piece, good chunk of tape, okay? So that it doesn't move. And you're going to keep your charger in front of you just like that, okay? And don't put the tape on the charger. We don't want to spoil the charger already. So somewhere at the bottom, we're going to put the tape like that. So what's going to happen is this is not going to move and it will be easier for us to work. Now let's come to the first thing that we had learned in the previous session, because there are people who attended the previous session as well. And then of course, there are people who are attending it for the first time. Now macrame has a lot of different kinds of knots. Okay, first session mein we learned 2 knots. The first knot was called lark's head knot. Khadija, absolutely perfect. Very good, because you remember it. The second knot that we learned was square knot. Okay, for the people who are attending the session, yes, absolutely. I am getting answers and this makes me really happy, because there are people who are joining for the first time. It's absolutely all right, because we'll be working with these knots in the later sessions as well. So you'll learn them again. Today, we are going to be making third knot, which is a new knot, and it's called spiral square knot. Okay, it is called a spiral because you can see the spiral over here. So that's how you're going to remember the name. Okay, we can see the spirals, really pretty spirals over here. And it's called a spiral square knot because it is a variation of square knot. That means for a square knot, which looks like a greater than less than sign, we were doing 2 sets of steps from left hand side and right hand side. Today, we will just do 1 set of step and we'll keep on getting straight lines and they'll start turning on their own. Okay, now everybody knows how a square looks like, right? All 4 sides are equal, right? So what happens is we call it a square because everything is very balanced. Okay, because all sides are equal. So when you're making a square knot, what do is you balance the knot. You make the steps from left hand side and then you make the steps from right hand side. So that's why the knot that you made in the previous class was flat. Everybody remembers it. People who attended the last session, it was a flat knot. But today what we're doing is we are just doing 1 set of steps, which is the left hand side one. We're not doing the right hand side set of steps. Okay, so if you look closely, you'll actually see just straight lines over here in between. Yeah, everybody can see that. So what we are doing is we are not balancing the knot. If you were balancing it, it would have been straight like it was in the last session. But today we are not balancing it. So what happens is when you keep on making the knot, it starts turning around. Okay, because it's going tilted. It's like you're not balancing me, so I'm just going to tilt. Okay, so this is a spiral square knot. Everybody is going to remember it. Okay, now last time I told you whenever we are making a spiral square or square knot, we require 4 yarns. I told you have 5 fingers, you remove the thumb, you have 4 fingers and you divide them like that. That is what I had told you guys. Okay, today we are doing spiral square knot. So instead of, we still require 4 yarns for spiral square knot as well, but we're doing something different because we have our wire, right? So instead of taking 4 yarns and dividing them like that, we are going to take just 1 yarn that you have already cut. All right, and instead of those 2 yarns in the middle, which are your resting yarns, we're just going to take the wire. All right, so wire is replacing the 2 resting yarns in the middle. I know it can be a little confusing. Don't worry. Once you start making it, it will become very easy. Okay. So now let's start, making the knot. So first and foremost, you're going to take your yarn. All right. And get both the ends of the yarn together like we did the last time. Now my yarn is really long, but yours will be 2 meters long, like I told you to cut. So you're going to take your yarn and get both the ends together. Now, once you do that, on the other side, you will have your loop, just like you did in the last session. And whoever's doing it for the first time as well, you'll have a loop because we have doubled the yarn. Okay. Now, last time I had taught you a knot, which was lark's head knot. Today, we're not going to do that knot. Okay. But later on, if you're making any new product, that knot will come in handy. You will be using it. So we'll remember it. And I will be teaching it to you again in the next session as well. Now, what you're going to do is, this is also the midpoint of your yarn because you have doubled your yarn, right? So you're going to take this midpoint and put it behind your charger wire, just like that. Done, everybody? Now, get the yarn a little at the bottom. So now, usually what happens is you have 4 yarns and you divide them like that. 2 in the middle are resting and each on the side is a working yarn. I told you instead of 2 resting yarns, we have a wire. Got it? So consider these 2 yarns as a wire today. So now I have 4 yarns. It should be 4 yarns, but instead of middle 2 yarns, I have a wire. Everybody understood it? Give me a thumbs up if you did. Yeah. So now we're going to do the exact same thing that we did last time. But since, we haven't made a lark's head knot, there is a chance when you start making the knot, it's going to move and it might be difficult. So for just the beginning, we're going to take another piece of tape, a smaller one this time, and just put a little bit tape on the top right here for just the first step so that the yarn doesn't move. All done? Perfect. Now see, now you have 3 yarns in front of you, but the middle one is equal to 2 yarns. Always remember that. Now for a square knot, I had told you that we always start from left hand side, wherever you're making a square knot. Again, if you haven't attended the previous session, don't worry. Just hear the instructions. In the next session, I'll be teaching square knot again. So here also, we're going to start from left hand side. You will just do left hand side set of steps. We will not balance our yarns are not. If we balance it, it'll become a proper square knot. We don't want it to be a square knot. We want it to be a spiral square knot. So we'll just do the steps from left hand side. Okay. Now, again, I'll repeat myself. I doubled the yarn. Okay. You guys keep, whoever's done with it, just let it sit over here only for a second. I'm just telling you guys one more time for anyone who missed it. You're going to take your yarn. Suppose this was my yarn. I doubled the yarn. Okay. And this was the midpoint. I just kept it behind my charger like that. Okay. For anyone who missed it. Now let's start making the product. So first and foremost, always start from left hand side. So what do? We take our leftmost yarn. Now everybody is going to follow with me. Okay. You're going to take your leftmost yarn, keep it in front. Today we don't have middle two. We have your wire. Keep it in front of your wire like that. All right. Then I told you to take your left side index finger, keep it on the top of the wire and the yarn in the middle. Then you're going to take your rightmost yarn, go take it to the side and get it to the front. So it was at the back before, you've just gotten it to the front. Keep holding on to it. Okay. We're not going to leave it. Otherwise we'll get confused. Now you're going to take it, lift up your wire and put the yarn under the wire so that it's on the left hand side now. Done. Then hold on to this yarn in the middle from your right hand side index finger and slide the yarn that you had moved to the left hand side to the top. It's still at the back. It's not at the front right now. Okay. Then you're just going to pick it like that and get it to the front. So we've done the exact same thing that we did in the first session, except just we're doing it from left hand side. So you have a knot. There is a quick knot over here with your wire in between. The way I do, if you didn't understand, don't worry, I will be explaining again. Okay? Now, once you're done with this, you're going to take the right hand side yarn and the left hand side yarn and pull it. Okay? Now, if you're done with this much step, I want you to wait. I will be explaining this again so you guys can follow me one more time if you did not get it. Okay? And I want you all to do it with me. Don't wait for me to finish the explanation. Do it along with me because it's easier then. I told you have 3 things in front of you. One wire, one left side yarn, one right side yarn. The corner yarns are called working yarns because you're using them, you're making them work to so that you can have a knot. All right. So we always start from left hand side. So you're going to take your leftmost yarn, hold it like that, and keep it in front of your wire. So it sort of looks like a four. You know, when we learn four, we make it like that. So it looks like a four. All right. Then you're going to take your left side index finger. That's the first finger. Keep it on the yarn and the wire right in the middle. Then you're going to pick up this right yarn. It's at the back right now. Okay, we're going to pick it up, take it to the side and get it to the front. Keep holding on to it like I'm holding on to it. Do it along with me, everybody, okay? Then remove your left side finger. You don't have to hold on to it anymore. Pick up the wire a little and slide this right side yarn that you got to the front towards left hand side. All right. Then you're going to further slide it to the top. It's still at the back. You can see this yarn is still at the back. But you can see it from that four wala hole right now. So you're going to take your right side index finger now, keep it on top of the wire, and just take that yarn out, which is at the back. Now my yarn's really long, so I have to pull too much. You don't have to pull that much, just take the yarn out. So now you'll have one yarn going in right hand side direction, the other going in left hand side, and you'll see you've made a knot because they're crisscrossing. And the wire is in between the knot. That is very important. Done. Now what do? We take the right side yarn and left side yarn and you pull it. Okay. Now once you're done with this much, we're going to remove this tape that we had put. Remove it and just stick it on the side. Like I said, we're not going to waste tape. We'll use it later on. So let's stick it on the side. Okay. Now further tighten it even more. It should be very tight now, like I did. So if you have a very thin yarn, it's going to be very small. If you have a thicker yarn, it's going to be bigger like mine. But that's absolutely fine. Both are correct. So now you have your first knot with you. Okay, we wanted to make the first knot because this is a little difficult since it keeps on moving. Now, throughout the product, you are just repeating the same step. And we'll start getting the twist. After every 5 or 6 steps, you'll get a twist. So I'll tell you how to twist it then. Okay, now let's go ahead and keep the yarns again in front of us. What do? We always do the left hand side step. So you're going to take your leftmost yarn, keep it in front of your wire, just like you did before. It also looks like a mirrored P. If you look at P in the mirror, it'll look like this. Now you take your left hand side index finger, keep it right in the middle on your wire and your yarn. Then you take your rightmost yarn, you hold on to it and get it to the front. Keep holding on to it. Remove your finger from here. Take this yarn, slide it under the wire. So it's on the left hand side now. Yeah, and you slide it to the top. Now you take your right finger, right hand side index finger, keep it on top over here. We're doing that so that nothing moves when we are going to hold on to this yarn and pull it out. So make sure you're keeping your right side finger on the yarn so that nothing moves. Okay, take it out like that. Now, once it's done, again, you have one yarn going in right hand side direction and the other in left. Just pull it till the top. Done. You'll already start noticing the second one that you've made is sort of tilting like that. Okay. If it is perfect, if it's not, it could possibly be because your yarn's a little thinner, which is absolutely fine. But we're going to let it turn because that's the idea. Now, let's repeat the step again. Okay. By the time you're done with this product, I want you to close your eyes and do this step. You have to become a very good professional at this then. Okay. So again, you have your two yarns in front of you and your wire in front of you. Always get your yarns at the bottom like I did. Where do we start from? Left hand side. So let's pick up our leftmost yarn again. Keep it in front of the wire. Yeah. And then you keep your left hand side index finger on top. Then right side, hold on to the yarn and get it to the front. Keep holding on to it. Take it behind your wire, just like that. Drag it a little on the top. Hold on, make sure you're holding on to the yarns with your index finger and pull it out. slowly, okay? Nobody has to hurry. You can take your time while making this. Then again, pull on to it. So this was the third knot. Okay, how do you count knots? The number of lines that you see here that are tilting in between is equal to the number of knots you've made. So you can see I've made a lot of knots in this one. Okay, and after every fifth or sixth knot, you will be not be able to make it again because it'll start turning too much. Okay, so let's reach to the sixth knot and see what happens. Now I'm going to be explaining it till the sixth knot, and then I would want you to try making one knot on your own and seeing if you have gotten it without me telling you how to get it. Okay, I can already see Abhinav has become a pro, which is very good, and so has Tanisha. She's very nicely doing everything. Very good, Tanisha. Okay, so you're going to take your leftmost yarn, keep it in front of your wire. Always hold on to it with your left side index finger. Take your rightmost yarn, keep it in front, keep holding on to it. Remove your index finger, take the yarn, slide it under the wire, slide it a little on the top. Take your right side finger, hold on to everything and pull this out. And then just tighten it. All right. Now, Shivani, perfectly done. Now you hold on because you've already made 5. I will be telling you what to do next. Okay. Gia, can you get yours a little closer to the screen so I can see it more clearly? Yes, perfect, Gia. Keep on continuing. After 5, I want you to stop. Okay, all of you. If you're already done with 5, then you stop. I'm on my 5th one. You guys are already ahead of me. That is so nice. Good job, guys. You are all learning very quickly. Okay. Once you reach to your 5th one, all right, I will have a look at everybody's work after this. Don't worry. Once you reach the 5th one and you see that it is almost turning like that, your one of the yarn is in front of you and the other one is on the side, right? If that is happening after your 5th one, then this is what you do. You're just going to hold on to it from the top, okay, and turn this around like that. So when you turn it around, your left side yarn, which was on this side, has gone over to the right hand side, and that yarn which was on right hand side before is now going towards your left hand side. So let's quickly adjust them. Let's get the yarn that's going towards left hand side towards the left hand side, and right wale ki taraf. You'll see that you have gotten a twist already. Okay, so after every 5 or 6 steps you'll have to adjust it. So let's quickly make 5 more and then see what happens. Okay, let's start making 5. Now I'm not going to be saying the steps. I want you guys to try it without me telling you the steps. Let's see who all got it. And again, if someone did not get it, don't worry. You can quickly drop a message and ask me again. That's why I'm here, to teach it to you guys as many number of times as you want. Yes, all right. So now I'm going to repeat the step because I feel some people must have missed it. See, I did 5 knots, all right, and this entire thing was turning around. So what did I do? I just held on to it from the top, and it's always going to turn towards your right hand side. All right. Whenever you start your knot from left hand side, the turn will happen towards right hand side. So you're just going to hold on to it after your 5 or 6 knots. Okay. If you feel 5th wale pe it's not turning, make another knot. After that, hold on to the knot right from the top and hold on to the knots that you've made right from the middle and turn it yourself. Like you can see, I'm turning it right now. So your left side yarn, which was over here, has gone over to right hand side. The way I'm telling the previous step, so don't worry, okay? The left side yarn has gone over to right hand side. And of course, the right side yarn, where will that go? If it's turning, it's going to come towards your left hand side. So it's right here. I'm just going to get it towards this side. All right. Now again, I have 2 of my yarns. This was previously my right side yarn, but now it's on left hand side. So what am I going to do? I'm going to pick this up again and make my knot. Same 5 steps. So what do you do after 5 and 6 steps? You just hold on to this thing right from the top and turn it around. That's all. After every 5 steps, you will do that. So I had already done for the first 5. I did it for the second 5 as well. And you can see the twist that is coming. Right? Now, let me know once you're done with 10 steps. Everybody, you'll have to give me a thumbs up. Once you're done with 10 steps, I'll tell you what the next step is. Okay? All right, Divya isn't getting it. No worries, Divya. Quickly write in the chat window what is it that you did not understand. Did you not understand the turning bit or did you not understand the knot? Shivani, beautiful. Very nicely done. Okay, until you guys are doing it, I'm going to go on gallery view and you can show me your work if you want to. Okay, just switch on your cameras and you can show it to me. Gia, perfectly done. Tanisha, perfect. It's very thin, so I'm not able to see very clearly, but I can see that the knots are coming out perfectly. Good job. Khadija, I want you to do one thing, okay? See, right now what's happening with you is you're getting a straight line like that, right? So all you have to do is hold on to this entire thing from the top. For you, hold on to it from the top and then from the bottom. And you're going to just twist it towards right hand side. So your wire is going to remain the same. This is for everyone as well, if you're not getting the twist, okay? Hold on to it from the top and from the bottom and twist it yourself. All right, you will start getting the bumps and the curls that I'm talking about. So try doing it. And when you stop twisting it, make sure that there is one yarn on right hand side and the other on left. It's not standing in front of you. It is going towards the side like that. All right. Okay, Divya, did you get it? Did you get how we're doing it? Perfect. Perfect. All right, guys. So now since you're done with 10 steps, now what do? We're going to remove the tape from the top. Keep the tape on the side. Okay. Now we're going to hold on to our wire and just slide this entire thing slowly, very slowly. Okay. It's going to go to the top. See if you can do it or not. See, I'm also doing it really slowly. It takes time. Okay. Now let's say you aren't able to do it. Then there is one more thing. Untwist this entire thing. Let's try doing that. Untwist it. Okay, and then try. It's going to take a lot of time, but let's try getting it. See, you can see I'm pulling onto the knots in between first, like that. You don't have to get it right to the edge, but little below it. So let's try getting it. It's okay, this will take a little time because of course the knots are protecting the wire. It'll take a little time. Khadija, perfectly done. Very good. Now, when you reach the top, again, just hold on to the entire thing from the top, right? Like I'm doing, and just turn it around so that you have those same twists that you were having in the beginning. All right. And in the end, you should make sure that the one of the yarns going towards right and the other is going towards left. Tanisha, I want you to, yeah, perfectly done. I want you to do 5, 6 more steps and then show it to me again, okay? Because right now it's less, so I won't be able to, sorry, right now it's very less, so I won't be able to see the turns very quickly, all right, and clearly. So make 5, 6 more and then show it to me again. All right. Now, guys, once you reach here, that's when what you'll do is, because we don't want it to be moving. So take the tape. If you feel that the tape is smaller, you can cut another tape if you want to. All right. Like for me, my tape is really small. So I'm going to cut another tape. And this time you can put it a little on the design itself. All right. The way if you can't reach the top, don't worry. Let's not push the yarn too much. So let it stay. I'll tell you ऊपर थोड़ा सा आपने कैसे करना है, ठीक है? Otherwise, like I said, open the twist and then try, taking it to the top. All right. So now everybody, before we move ahead and we keep on doing this, everyone's going to give me a thumbs up. I'm going to go in a gallery view. If everybody has understood what I've taught till now. Shivani, perfectly done. Did everybody get it? You can also just give me a thumbs up on the screens and that's it. Perfect. All right. So let's go ahead and make more of it and then complete it by today's class so that you don't have to work later on. You can actually take another charger and work on that later. Okay. So again, every single time left yarn comes in front, guys. Remember that. Whenever you want me to explain it again, you can quickly drop a message and I will explain it to you again. Tanya, are you, hold on. Divya, are you asking me something? And guys, make sure after every 5 or 6 of them, you turn it. Otherwise, your turns will not be equal. Like right now, you can see that these two turns that I have over here are they're very together, but this one's really loose. So there's one thing about this knot. If I want to make them loose, I can just untwist them and they'll be loose. You can see these are loose. And if I want the next ones, I'm just twisting and they're tight. You can see the difference between these two, right? These are very loose curls or turns and these are very tight ones. So once you're done with this entire thing, just adjust it like that. Take your right hand and push it in the other direction away from you and your left hand towards yourself like that. All right, Prachi, would you like to show me your work so that I can see if you're having any trouble anywhere? Yeah, Prachi, you're doing it right. The only thing is, hold on. Sometimes what happens is while we're making a project, all right. So what do is we've not turned the yarns around properly. So you'll have something that doesn't have twists. It'll just be a straight line. Let me show you how yours is looking right now. It looks something like this. Okay, so you have done the knots right, because if you can see the lines, that means the knot is right. You just don't have the twist. So if you don't have the twist, what do? You hold it right from the top like I did before. And this is for everyone who didn't get it, okay? And hold it from the bottom and twist it in right hand side direction towards your right hand side. So just twist it like that once, then hold on to it again and twist it one more time. But just make sure when you stop twisting your yarn, you have one yarn which is going in right hand side direction and the other one that's going in left hand side direction. Always stop there, not when the yarns are in front of you like that. One has to be on this side, the other has to be on this side. Okay. Abhinav, do you want me to check your work once? So who all have raised their hands? I can see Gia has raised her hand. Hold on, Abhinav. Let me quickly go to the gallery view and then check it. Get it a little closer. Let me pin you and see it. Yeah. Show now. Perfectly done, Abhinav. Very good. Yes, your yarn's very thin, so I can see that it's a little difficult to do it. But don't worry, it's going to be perfect when it's done. So let me also hold on for a second. I'll also tell you when it's for everybody whose yarn is thin. Let me quickly tell how to fix that as well. Just a second. Okay, so when your yarn is very thin, what's going to happen is these turns that you can see will be very small, but the lines will be visible anyway. Okay, so what do you do after you've made 10 or 15 of them and you've turned it around, because all of the knots are very tight? Hold on to the knots like that and just tighten it, like push them towards the top. So what's going to happen is they'll all get really cluttered, they'll all come together. And that way you'll be able to see the design more, because when the yarn is thin you can actually see the inside the wire as well, and we need to cover that. So always push them away from you and tighten this entire thing, and then you can start keep on continuing it. So after 5 or 6 steps you can tighten it and then keep continuing it. And again guys, this is the same thing that I had told you guys in the last session as well. Whenever we are doing macrame, we make sure that the tension remain constant. Now when I say tension, what does it mean? That means if you're pulling the yarn really tightly on the first knot, you have to make sure that you're pulling it really tightly throughout. All right, it shouldn't be like one of the knot is saying I'm loose and the other one saying I'm really tight. You can't do that. Either all the knots have to be loose or all the knots have to be tight. Okay, otherwise the turns will come very uneven because one knot will be big and the other one will be small. We don't want that. All right, so let's continue. Let's do it for 5 more minutes and then I'll quickly tell you once your yarn gets over, what do you have to do then? Whoever attended the last session, did you guys complete what you were making? And did you try macrame again? Very good. I want you all to put up pictures as well, guys. I would love to see the work. See, for you, if you make a product, you feel very happy, right? Once it's done, you all feel happy. I feel very happy when I see your products. So make sure to put the pictures up. You just have to take a simple picture and put it up. I would love to see who's doing what. All right, so this time, what you all are going to do, you're going to finish your chargers and you're going to take a picture of that. All right, Trisha, 2 seconds. Let me go to gallery view and then check your work. Hold on for a second. I'm going to pin you. Perfect. Beautifully done. Wait, let me show it to everybody. Guys, hold on. We'll all see Krisha's work right now because it looks very nice. Krisha, keep your camera on the work. Yeah. Krisha, I want you to switch on your camera. I want everybody to see your work. So keep the camera on your work so that I can see your work just like you can see mine. Quickly, hold on. Everybody have a look at Krisha's work. Can you guys see the turns? No, I can see. Yeah, there we go. Very nicely done. Perfect. Is there anybody else who wants to show their work to everybody else? Yeah, you've all seen my work. So now let's go on and let's look at Shivani's work next. Shivani, where did you go? Yeah, hold on for a second. Okay, everyone, look at Shivani's work. Very nicely done, Shivani. Good job. Who else wants to show their work? We have Priyadarshini. Hold on, Priyadarshini. Next, we'll have Khadija. All right. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, Priyadarshini, you're working with jute. That can also hurt your hands a little. So make sure that you give your hands good rest. Okay, everybody, whoever's using jute, you have to, because we are pulling onto the yarns too much. So make sure that you're not pulling it too much that you start getting cuts over here. All right, you should always be careful. Okay, next we're going to have a look at Khadija's work. Hold on. This also, I want everybody to see. Look at the turns. They're very, very neat. Very good. Perfectly done. All right. Who else? Who else wants to ask? Do we have any doubts till now, or has everybody gotten what they're doing? Everybody has gotten it? Perfect. All right. So we're going to make 4-5 more. Now let's say you're doing this and in between your yarn comes to an end because of course we took just 2 meters. We took a specific length and our chargers are really long. And what we're doing is we're making knots with these yarns. So of course the yarns are going to get shorter. So in the end, what you will do is when you reach the end of the yarn and you feel that you cannot make any more knots, all right, you're going to pull on to the last knot really tightly. All right, make sure you're pulling onto the last knot really tightly and you're going to cut it right from the edge, not from the edge, leave a little bit, cut it right here. Okay, and on the other side as well. Don't cut it right now, guys. I'm telling you how to do it. Okay, this is when you reach almost the end. So you'll have a little bit of it hanging out. Let it stay for now. Now, how do you add another yarn? Because this is just half of it is done. right? Not even half, it's a very small amount that is done, and you have a really long charger to go. So then you're going to cut the same length of the yarn that you had cut here. You can also cut it longer. Instead of 2 times around from your from your hand to your shoulder, you can take it 3 times this time if you're comfortable with it. Okay, because longer the yarn, difficult to use because it's very long, right? So it's on you. You can take the same length, or you can take something which is a little longer as well. Same thing, you're going to take your yarn again, get both the ends together, you will have your midpoint. Same thing that we had done on the top. But this time, again, make sure that this midpoint, it goes behind your, where does it go behind? Your wire. Then you're going to take your tape and you're going to stick it right here like you had done before. All right. Then you're going to make your knot, same thing that you had been doing. Once one knot is done, you're going to remove the tape. I want you all to look here and understand, okay? You're going to remove the tape like that. After the first one, you'll make the second one as well. Make the second knot too. Now, once you're done with 2 knots, we're going to take this bit and move it up. All right. Now, the idea is we're going to turn it around a little so that wherever this line is going, let me get it a little closer so you guys can see. I want you all to see here, okay? Look here. Wherever this line is going, I'm going to adjust. This is the one that I made just now, right here, okay? I'm going to drag it till the top. Now, you see, my first one was ending somewhere over here. The second one is starting over here. But I have turned it around and I've joined the previous one. So it looks like one line. Got it? The only difference is you'll be able to see the cut yarn over here. Now for this, once you're done with this entire thing, what I want you to do is I want you to go to your parents. Okay. And or you can also do it. Take a little bit of Fevicol and just put 2 drops of Fevicol over here on the yarn, guys. Don't put it on the wire, on the yarn. All right. On both the sides so that the yarn doesn't come off. You don't want it to open up. Got it? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back again, and then again you can just keep on starting the next set of yarn that you have cut. All right, so you just have to keep on making. So Anisha, what did we do? We finished the first yarn. Once you reach the end and you thought that you can't make any more knots, you're going to pull onto the yarn really tightly and let that last knot be very tight. Once that is done, cut the yarn from the side, both the sides, okay? Once you have cut the yarn, leave just a little, all right? So it doesn't open up when you're making the next bit. Once you're done with this entire thing, you'll put a drop of Fevicol on left hand side and a drop of Fevicol on right hand side if it's required. Like for example, Abhinav and Khadija, you don't have to put Fevicol because your yarn is very thin. It will not open up anyway. Okay, people who are using thick yarns, who if you're using jute, you will have to put Fevicol. Okay, then what do you do? Same thing that you had done on the top. You're going to take another yarn. All right, cut it a little longer than the last one that you had cut. Last time, what did we do? From our hand till the other shoulder once, and then we did the same thing twice. Right, this time you're going to do it 3 times. You do that, and then you're going to make the same knot that you did on the top. You keep a tape, put the tape on the wire and the yarn once you've doubled it, and make the same knot that you've been making. So you make it twice, like I did over here. If I get it away, I made it 3 times. Then I held on to my wire and pushed this thing right where the previous yarn was ending. And then what do you do? Just adjust it. You'll always see when you're making these turns, you'll see this line going like this is the twist line. So what do? Whenever we're making spiral square knot, we'll have this line. And in the 3 knots that I made at the bottom, there is also a line right over here. So I just adjusted it so that it goes on and there's no stop with the previous one. Okay, I hope that clears it, guys. If there are any doubts, ask me because we're almost at the end of the session. I would want you guys to make sure that you know what I've taught and there is no confusion. Yes, Gia, keep your work in front of the camera so I can see it. Perfect, Gia. That looks beautiful. Do you want to show it to everybody? Guys, have a look at Gia's work as well. It's very pretty. I love the pink color as well. Very good, Gia. Good job. Okay, guys. So let's go ahead and finish as much as we can in the session. And then I want you guys to do a little homework, okay, so that you remember the knot for the people who have attended the session for the first time. And there are kids who have attended the session for the second time, which is very good. So, what you're going to do is you're going to complete this charger and you're going to take one more charger and complete it. Okay, and I will be seeing it in the next class for sure. And along with that, I want you all to take one picture of what you have done today and put it, because I will be showing you the video again on how to put it, but you have to upload it. All right, give me a yes, guys. Who's going to do it? Will you guys do it or not? Okay, if you won't do it, no worries, get the charges that you're going to make in the next session. Okay, make sure you do that. So let's go ahead and make I'm going to make 5 more knots. Again, if you guys have any doubts, you can put it in the chat window. Yes, Khadija. Yes, absolutely. So, the project, Khadija is saying that this design looks like our DNA. Now, whoever knows how our DNA looks, you can agree to it. It looks like a DNA because there are those lines and there are spirals. Very, very nice. Very good. But this design also looks really pretty. So when you're making bigger projects of macrame, like I am a macrame artist, I make very big, big wall hangers. I make this design a lot because it looks very pretty. Okay, so after every 5 knots, Gia, what you do is it starts twisting on its own. So you just hold it from the top where your knots are starting from. Like for you, if you're right at the top, you're going to hold it over here only. Okay, mine is starting from here because I joined another yarn. So you're going to hold on to it and take the bottom bit where your knot is, hold on to that as well, and twist it in right hand side direction. Just like that. You see, you can see the twist has come over here. And when you do that, when you stop, you have to make sure that the yarn is one on left hand side and the other one's on right hand side. All right, perfect. Now, how about you guys tell me how you like this session? I would love to know if you guys enjoyed today's session or not. Who's going to unmute themselves and tell me if they enjoyed the session or not? Okay, let's go to Divya first. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you enjoy the session today?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. So you will complete the charger and I will see it in the next session for sure.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good job. Good job. Very nice. Who else wants to unmute themselves? Abhinav, do you want to unmute yourself? There you go.
Ma'am, I enjoyed the session a lot. It was awesome this time. I liked it. Actually, my father actually lost 2 of his charges like this. Actually, the pen was gone and the bottom was gone. But now I realize that now I can save the charges for my father.
Yes, absolutely. Good job, Abhinav. That is the whole point. I'm like, if you're learning something new, you might as well use it somewhere in the house, right? So beautiful. Very nice. Who else wants to talk? We have Tanisha. Tanisha, here you go. You can unmute yourself.
Ma'am, I enjoyed the session too much. Like I could save my father's charger actually.
Yes, perfect, perfect. So everyone's going to save the charges in the house now. Save all the charges. I have 4 charges in my house and they're all covered like this. Okay, we have Gia. Yes, Gia. Let's go to you.
Ma'am, I would like to tell that this session was very amazing. And one more thing is, first time I'm hearing macrame, and this is like very fun, and it's so fantastic, ma'am.
Thank you, Gia. That makes me really happy. Good job, guys. You're all enjoying it and you're learning it very quickly, which is very important. So, very, very nicely done. Who else wants to unmute themselves? Is there anybody else there? Tanisha, perfect. You've already done so much because your yarn is so thin, which is very, very nice. Good job. And then we have Tanisha's as well. Tanisha, I'm going to spotlight you for a second. Show me your work because it looks really nice as well. You guys have a look here. See, now you can see Tanisha's yarn is also very thin and she's scrunched it up. She's taken it till the top so you can see the twists very clearly. Yeah, very good, Tanisha. Very good. All right. So now before we leave, I will be playing a video again so that you can see if you want to upload. All right. And before that, okay, let me quickly spotlight Khadija as well because it looks very nice. Perfectly done, guys. Okay. Now for this session, I want you all to make sure that you get these in the next session tomorrow. I would love to see the work. All right, guys, I want to see your work once you come for the next session. And again, in the next session, we'll do something very, very interesting. So save all the chargers that are there at home. I have one which is blue in color. I have one which is pink in color. And now I will be finishing this. So I'll have one which is white in color as well. So as many colors as you have at home, save them, okay? And get at least complete one of them and get it in the next session, okay, guys? So now before I say bye to you all, I will play the video. If you want to upload your pictures, this is how you're going to do that. Okay, guys? And do attend the next time session as well. It's going to be very, very interesting.
Hi everyone, we are excited to have you here in today's fun-filled learning session at YOLO. Here is a quick look at how you can submit your work after the class. As a first step, go to live.yolo.com. You can use any browser to access this site. On this page, you will see a list of all our classes. Scroll down and you can see the Submit Your Work button. And then you will see a list of the classes that you've last attended, which could, for example, show the dance or craft or science experiment classes you've attended recently. Next, it will show you the list of children whose names are registered in this mobile number. Choose your name from this list to submit your work. For instance, if you are Satvik Kumar, choose that name. And then choose the class for which you would like to make your submission. For example, if you've attended the New Year's Masquerade Party session and you'd like to make the submission for this class, click on the Submit Your Work button below that. And then upload the photo you've taken. Choose the image from your phone and click Submit. You can scroll down and view all your past submissions and see how many of your friends or peers have liked your work. You can also see others' work and like their work to inspire your friends. If you want to showcase your work on social media, that too is very simple. Click on Share, copy the link and post it on Instagram or Facebook or any other platform of your choice. Just a tiny reminder, your submission looks a lot better if you could click a photo in the landscape mode rather than the portrait mode. Do not forget to tag us at YOLO_app. I'm eagerly looking forward to all your submissions right after this class.
All right, so I can see that Tanisha had raised her hand. Yes, Tanisha, you can unmute yourself and ask the question now.
Ma'am, you're on mute.
No. Oh my.
Ma'am, now you're on mute. No, you're still on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am, now I can.
Perfect. I kept on talking. Yes, what were you saying? You can ask me the question now.
Ma'am, I didn't see anything.
You raised your hand.
Oh, I forgot to lower it.
All right. Okay. Okay. So that's about it for today's session, guys. Like I said, it was very nice that you all learned it very thoroughly, and I want you to complete it. Okay, make sure that you complete it. And Khadija, I'm really, really happy that you enjoyed the session and everybody enjoyed it. So make sure you complete it and gift it to your parents. Tell them that this is our gift to you. All right. And save all the charges at home because, you spend so much money on charges and then they get spoiled. So let's make sure that that doesn't happen. Okay, Gia, quickly, I'm going to tell you to unmute yourself. Ask the question. Yes.
Yes, I wanted to ask that is there more courses on macrame?
Yeah, we have every Tuesday we have a class. All right. So you're going to join
Yes.
again on the coming Tuesday at 5 o'clock. All right. I will see you again.
Yes, and my other question is, I did
Mm-hmm.
not attend the first class of macrame. So
Mm-hmm.
if I like start attending from now, will I get the certificate?
Absolutely, you'll get the certificate. So make sure you attend all the other classes that are coming up, okay? Because
Yeah.
for macrame, the best thing is that you can attend from the middle as well, and you'll still understand everything, okay? So make sure that you're attending it the next time. Cool. Okay, guys, let's do one thing before we leave the session. Let's quickly switch on our videos if we can. How about we take a picture with what we have learned today? Do you guys want to do that? No? Yes? Perfect. All right. So I want you all to smile once so that I can take a picture. Yeah, quickly switch on your cameras, guys. Come on. Show your work. That's what we're going to be taking pictures of. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Quickly, guys, quickly. Only 4 cameras on. Perfect. Just keep your chargers in front of you like that. Very good. Awesome. I'm waiting. Gaurav, only you're left. Let's quickly switch it on. All right. Smile, everybody. 1, 2, 3. And done. Good job, guys. Good job. So I'll see you next Tuesday with your macrame yarns attending the session. Okay. We're going to be making something more interesting. All right. Take care, guys. Bye bye.